What's up, everybody? What's up, Jack?
What's up, John?
It's episode 35 of Eggcast with John Egger. I'm sitting here with my good friend Jack Rawes. We've been best buddies since fucking 7th grade, right?
Yeah,
Damn.
Mr. Kopczynski's class.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even think about that. Fucking, it's crazy. That was back, 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
We've literally known each other for almost a decade. That's pretty cool. Like,
that is true.
which is crazy because it never really felt like, even though we've always been like close, like childhood friends, it always felt like I met you a little bit later on in childhood, you know? So it never really felt like it was like that long, but it really has been like almost 10 years.
I'm pretty sure that was, definitely like 2011.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember I was walking down the street with my fishing box in one hand and my rod in the other hand. Jack's mom was driving him somewhere and she stopped. And like, which is like so of her to do, you know, like to be like, you go hang out with that kid, like,
Yeah, she's like, oh, look at that kid.
yeah.
He's going fishing. I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Like, I used to talk to him in middle school.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, why don't you stop and ask him to go with you?
Yeah, it was cool. And were you already going to that place too, or were you?
No, I forget where we were coming back from. I think we might have dropped my brother off at like soccer or something like that.
Yeah.
I just came along for the ride.
Yeah, it was fucking fun. And then we went fishing.
Valley Brook.
Yeah, think about.
We went
I
to
mean, I'm sure.
That's the day we got chased by that redneck dude.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm sure we would have. I'm sure we would have ended up meeting, like, you know.
Yeah.
We would have ended up hanging out at some point. But think about it. If your mom never took that, if you never took that ride, you don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just the way life goes. But yeah, that's a crazy story. The Beakley story. So there's this lake near, like, around where we live, owned by this family called the Beakleys. I don't know if any of them are even around anymore, but at the time, we would always fish at this lake and never had a problem. You know, would fish the one part, and we decided let's go a little bit back farther. So we go farther into the woods, and we ended up going like too far into the woods to the point where we're like, all right, fuck this, let's just walk out. So we get up, like we get up out of the woods, and we get out into this open field, and we don't really know where we are, but we're like, all right, we'll just walk back. As we start walking back, this truck pulls up to us, like Confederate flag on the front, like all this shit, and we're like, we already know we're gonna get fucking chewed out, so we're like, all right, let's just handle it well. So I'm like, sorry, is this private? And the guy's like, yeah, it's fucking private. Like, not realizing like this guy could fucking probably shoot and kill me. Like, maybe not in New Jersey, but like just.
No, he still probably would.
He still probably would have, dude. He's crazy. So like we ended up just like running out, and like we're like booking it, like hauling ass. Remember we had to jump up that thing, and when we jumped up that thing, I remember looking back and seeing his car pull.
Yeah, he pulled all the way up to the dam, and then he couldn't get down the dam.
Yeah, and we got
He was
away.
screaming and yelling.
Yeah, I think he pulled up into. I don't know if he pulled up into that guy Wendell. I don't know if he pulled up into his garage or if he pulled up around his backyard, like where the dam was.
Yeah, I think he pulled up around the backyard where his dam was. I feel like I remember seeing him on the other side of the dam when we crossed the dam.
Yeah. But yeah, he wasn't gonna do shit. Fuck that guy.
That guy's nuts.
Yeah, I know. But like,
Sarkan told him off.
Really?
Yeah.
When? Oh, like
Sarkan
was in the water, right?
On a boat.
Okay, but wait, was it the same guy or was it the guy from the other side?
No, it's not the other guy.
There's a guy from the other side.
That guy looks exactly like Rich.
Yeah.
I used to think, before I knew Rich lived in Pennsylvania, I swore that guy was Rich.
Yeah.
Because he sounds like him, too.
Yeah. He'd be like, the guy didn't even get like, he would never get more overtly mad. He would just be like, you can't be here, can't fish here. And he'd be like, yeah, but it's fine. Like, no, you can't be here, can't fish here. He'd be like, all right, well, I'm just going to stay here. He'd be like, well, you can't fish here.
You just sit outside and watch you.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, oh, look, I caught another one. Caught a little one. Yeah, but, wait, what did Sarkan say to him?
I forget what he said. He told him off, though. He was like, the guy came out yelling at him and threatening him and stuff. And you know how Sarkan gets.
Yeah.
Sarkan gets very defensive.
Yeah.
And he says he told him off, and the guy went back inside.
The guy would be like, the guy's like, fuck you, you know what I'm gonna do to you? You can't fish here. Sarkan's like, why would you even say that to me? Like, why? I don't have time to deal with that's another person. You guys haven't met Sarkan yet. We were thinking about having him on tonight, but it's probably not the best night. Have him on another time. But he'll come around. He's a pretty funny dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he works with us at that job in Camden. We work as we work at BB&T Pavilion. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's a very interesting job. I was thinking maybe we could tell a couple stories from there if you had anything in mind.
Oh.
But
there's lots of things.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of stuff's happening.
Yeah. There's this one guy we used to work with, Jermaine. If you're listening to this, we miss you. We love you. Can't believe you got fired.
Hopefully you're not dead.
Yeah, hopefully you're not fucking dead after all the shit you've done. Yeah, so this fucking guy, like, I don't even, like, first of all, he can't, like, he sounds like the assistant coach from The Waterboy.
Yeah.
He's like, like once you start to understand him, you're like, oh shit, like, I'm learning a new language.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's just, like, on another level. But then, the big story about him is one time he found this fanny pack with like $1,000 in it, right?
I was literally right behind him.
Yeah, he found.
And he picked it up, and I'm the first one.
You would have been right. Imagine if he wasn't there, you would have found it.
I was literally right behind him, and I was walking along the fence line. And I was like, should I go do that? And I was like, nah. I was like, I'll let Jamaic do it. I was like, it looks bad over there.
And
he found. Then he was like, I heard him like making his noises and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jamaic, what's up? And I look over there, and he's like, the zipper was broken on the fanny pack.
Yeah.
So he's like sitting there playing with it with his big, like, bent up, ugly looking fingers.
Yeah.
He like finally rips the zipper open and it's just a big wad of cash. He pulls it out, he's just like flipping through it. You can see his eyes are all lit up.
Yeah. Probably showed everybody like an idiot.
He just he might have gone home.
Yeah.
He went on like a bender. He didn't come back to work for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, for like 4 fucking concerts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he came back, he was like he was fired, but then he just kept coming back and eventually just got rehired.
Yeah.
Like it's just how that shit
Rich
works.
was like, Jamaica ain't coming back.
Yeah.
And then Jamaica just came back.
yeah, that was fucking funny. He came back. I remember the first time he came back, and Rich was like, "No, you don't have a job here anymore." He's like, "Come on, man." He just kept like walking around the. he got some kid to give him a bag, and he was just picking shit up, and like, Rich was like, "What am I gonna do with this guy?" And then eventually he just hired him back, I guess. Like.
Yeah, I know.
Did he even like? I'm sure Rich still paid him a good wage, but he probably was just giving him bullshit cash. Like he's like, "All right."
Yeah, I don't think Jamaica got a check. I think he got cash.
He definitely got cash. But yeah, that's a crazy job. I'm not that the boss doesn't already know because Sirkan keeps sharing my fucking information, but I think I'm about to be done with that job. I still like keeping the door open with it, but like I think I'm about ready to like I feel like it would be nice to have a summer where I didn't have to.
Yeah, it is so annoying.
Where I didn't have to
cut
a Friday night short.
Yeah.
Your Saturday night short.
Every Friday and Saturday night. And then you got to do it during the week sometimes. It's just
annoying, yeah.
Yeah, it's tiring.
And it's like in the middle of the night, like I don't mind waking up at the ass crack of dawn and like working until whenever, but like I'm kind of over that. And like you tell those dudes that and they'd be like, "Oh, what about it's like work like Rich is like the type like, "Oh, you just keep working. You just keep fucking working." But I mean, you got to do other shit to live, you know? If you really want to live, people talk about having livings, but like what about living itself, you know? Got to do that shit. Like but I guess I don't know, everybody finds their time. And I understand a lot of the kids that do it there because they're all friends, so they're all kind of just hanging out anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the problem. Because they're hanging out,
they're not doing anything.
They don't fucking work. Yeah. So like it's a conflict of interest, you know? Like it's like if you guys want to fucking just chill, go chill, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a crazy thing. I don't want to get too into that job, but I'm trying to think what else we could really talk about because you know, it's kind of like it's one of those little type of dead nights, you know, we're all just hanging out here. But damn, so like we'll be back at school soon. You're still doing environmental science, right? How's that going for you?
It's going.
Comfortable with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. That's cool.
I like
what's
it.
like the male to female ratio in those classes? 'Cause I know coming from engineering,
it was all male. Honestly,
like,
I'd say
was
it's pretty split.
Yeah, like engineering is like a complete sausage fest.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas like you actually have a chance of like meeting somebody in like one of those classes or just like any That's why like, dude, I've taken classes sometimes where I was like the only guy. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I took structures of math.
That's like
it was like basic math. Like you're supposed to learn how to teach little kids math, like for like teachers or whatever. But it's like basically like a basic math class. Like super just easy to just like show up, just bullshit, and then like get an A. You know?
Yeah.
And like. I was in there with like literally all females, and like I was just like basking in my glory. You know what I mean? It's like not even like being like flirtatious, but just like it's just enjoyable. You know, when you don't have to sit around fucking dudes all day with dicks and shit. Like it's fun to be with the boys, but sometimes it's just like it's just nice to chill with biddies. You know, Like, but I don't mean biddies for any girlfriend that might be watching this, but fucking yeah, like it's good to have that like split because like all those. I mean, obviously some dudes in engineering like have like girlfriends and stuff or like meet people, but like it's like I feel like a main place if you're gonna meet people is like maybe your classes or school, and like it must suck if it's like 25 dudes and like one girl in a classroom. They're probably just all looking at the same girl, just like,
Yeah.
you know, like because at the end of the day we're primal beings, you know. Like even like Sean's gonna hate me for this, but like Sean's told me stories where he's like, I'm sitting in class, you know, and there's just like one girl in there, and like the professor's talking about something, but all I can think about is just like fucking this girl. like, and I'm like, what? Like, but I, you know, I mean, I'm sure like anybody can understand that, like, you know, coming from that perspective. But yeah, I don't know, like that's, you know, that's a cool thing that, you know, you're not in the fucking sausage fest of engineering anymore.
Nick Martin's got it made.
Yeah.
With nursing school.
Nursing. Yeah, true.
Nick Martin picked the right major for that.
Yeah,
he's surrounded by he always he's like, yeah, man, I'm surrounded by girls.
They probably all love him too.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, look at you, little fucking fat ass bitch. Nah, Nick Martin's not fat, but like, shout out to Nick Martin, you fat fucking bitch, fat pussy. Nah, I'm just playing. You're not fat. I gotta have you on the show. But
have you ever had him on the show?
No.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to get him on the show one of these days. I want to have him on, and then somebody who's somebody that would like fuck with him a lot, just to like have a back and forth, like maybe him and Mark. Kevin. Yeah, but Kevin's like, I just had Kevin on the show. I love Kevin. Shout out to Kevin if you're listening to this. But I would probably pair him with somebody else. I want somebody that's more gonna like, just be like go after him. Not go after him like in a mean way, but just like go after him, and then him be like, what, like you know, like.
I don't know if he'd do that anymore or not.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't like. It obviously I wouldn't bring him on just to fuck with him, but like it's like there's always that little bit in the air when you're with Nick Martin, but like, but yeah, I'll definitely have him on sometime soon. It'd be cool. I do want to have you on, but yeah, nursing, that's a good one. You know, writing has done me well. You know, like even like the math class, that was just like a gen ed I took by chance, and it was literally all girls. Like, you know, it's like a pretty good split. You see less guys in the writing classes. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, because I feel like half the writing arts major is people who are elementary ed, and they're taking it because they have to take a double, you know. So that's like half the major, and the major is really weird. It's really what you make of it, because like a lot of people can write dog shit work, and as long as they do their work, they pass. Yeah. So like it's really what you make of it. So I'm trying to make something of it, but it's like I also know there's no guarantees, which is like with any college degree. But like I do worry about it. Sometimes more than others, because at least if you get, say, like, I don't know, engineering or, like, this or that, you're like, all right, well, this place will probably take me, this place will take me, I can do something here, you know?
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, it's a tough major to go into, because you're not guaranteed work.
Yeah, and it's in the College of Communications and Creative Arts, you know? Yeah. So it's really comes down to a creative endeavor, you know? So it is, but that's why I've been getting into other shit, like the radio. I love doing the radio. I think it's so cool. I love doing that, and I'm trying to like build up more experience in that, and like just try to like, you know, like eventually if I would be so content like right out of college if I could like have enough money saved up like a little bit maybe after to move out, you know, and if I could get a job on the radio or do something like that, like that would, I'd be happy if I could do my podcasting, radio, like some comedy on the side until because I'm not gonna make money at that for a few years as it is, you know, like some comedy on the side, doing whatever. Like I would really enjoy that, you know, because like I feel like I couldn't just be like, even though now like it's still the same way, like we all just kind of have jobs, like the money we have now is just like where we go to a job, come there. But I feel like the way I'm just gonna be, I don't think I'm gonna be just like go to one place, come back, get everything from there. You know, I feel like I'm gonna be like doing this here, this hustle here, this. But like that's just because of like the things I'm interested in, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
like,
sometimes that's better because you know.
Multiple streams of income.
Yeah, you won't get stuck in like a routine.
Yeah, exactly. You switch up and stuff. So, with so you're in environmental science. Are you still planning to like use that to become a game warden, or are you just staying open to things? Like, how do you feel about the major, necessarily?
I like the major. I honestly I went into the major with the plans to be game warden with it, but then I saw other things that I could do with it that I also thought that I would enjoy. So
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you could do a lot with fish and wildlife.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot with the outdoors, and I think that's right up your alley. Like I'm honestly really glad that you made that decision because like I could tell. I mean, not only in the engineering class, like I could tell that you just weren't like happy with that. You know.
Yeah.
And like, that's such a closed-minded like mindset of like the people who are like, because you know you were one of the smartest fucking kids in our graduating class, and like people are like, oh, just become an engineer. Yeah. You know, there were some chicks who like, don't get me wrong, I don't think they were geniuses, but they were up there on that stage too, so they had to be somewhat smart, and they went into like nursing or whatever, and it's like you would think like, oh, maybe like they could do something a little bit better, or like, you know, it's all to each their own. But if that's where they really feel like they should be,
you should do it. You should do what makes you happy.
Yeah, because you're gonna do it for a long time.
You shouldn't do it just because you're gonna make money.
Yeah, exactly. Because money can't buy happiness at the end of the day.
There's
billionaires that are fucking killing themselves, you know, because they never spent their time. They just spent their time work. They never spent their time sharing their time with other people. They never spent their time pursuing hobbies they liked, meeting new friends. Like a lot, when people say it's lonely at the top, they're really not lying.
Yeah,
like
no, I
you know,
totally
I mean,
get that.
Depending what you're at the top of, and if you like keep friends around, you know.
Yeah.
I would also worry too. Like obviously, it'd be nice to have so much money, but I would worry about people just being there for my money.
For the money, yeah.
Yeah, or for the fame, or for the status, you know,
it's
or
like you'd
whatever.
never be able to tell who your real friends were.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone would want to, you know what I mean?
If I end up ever becoming a billionaire, I'm just gonna not give anybody any money, because like what the fuck, like if you're gonna be my friend, you're just gonna ask me for money, what the fuck? Yeah. But like B, like just kind of keep like I feel like the friends I have now, like obviously I'll meet new people as life goes along, but the friends I have now are I'm pretty much set with the friends I need. You know, I don't need to be meeting new people. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure I will, and like obviously that's, you know, part of what I just said isn't true, because you're gonna have to eventually meet new people, and like other people are gonna grow out of your life and stuff. That's just life, you know. Like you just keep shedding these skins, but like it's gonna be. I'm like, if I ever did become super rich, I feel like I'd be able to read it too. Like people that were just like people who never talk to me that all of a sudden start coming around. Like, oh, you know, like I'd be like, what do you want? You know, like even like it doesn't even have to be rich. It could just be anything. Like it could be like fucking kids who like people who didn't fuck with me back when we were in school or back whenever, and they might meet me even now or just like in the future and be like, oh, what's up, man? Like this. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but like. Didn't really fuck with me back then, so like why should I mess with you now? Like we don't really even, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't like.
No, I get that.
But that's just all me speaking hypothetically, because I haven't really had to deal with that. Like I've had like a little bit of it here or there, but I've kind of just like set it straight where I'm like I fuck with the people I fuck with, and if I don't really talk to you, or like if I don't, maybe we just don't talk. But like if like I'm not like if you try to reach it out to me and like if you reach out to me, I really have to have an issue with you to not reply back, you know, because like, and you should know what it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't just do it for some obscure reason. Like you should be aware enough to know like, oh, like I was wrong, or I fucked, or I just wasn't. Maybe we're just not close, you know.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I'm just kind of going off on a bunny trail, but yeah, like fucking. I just want to I like keeping my circle small. I never understood having like 100 friends. I don't know, you're the same way.
Yeah, I
like,
agree with that.
Yeah, like just having a few close friends you can go out and do stuff with. But it'll be cool pretty soon. Like we'll be 21. We go out to the bars, you know, fuck around a little bit. Like think about it. It's like a whole new, sector of life, you know, like going into like this decade with a clean slate, you know. There's going to be so many more experiences, like so much just like shit to see that we never got to see before, because we're entering a new stage of like adulthood pretty much.
I know, when you turn 21 it really does change.
Yeah.
A lot. It opens up a lot. I know.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
And I mean, it might sound like bullshit because you're just like, oh, you just go out and drink, but like you never know what a night like that might lead to, or like not
Exactly.
even drinking. Some things you can't get into unless it's like 21 and up.
Yeah.
You know, just in general.
Hotels. A lot of hotels won't let you stay unless you're 21.
I've stayed at a couple.
Yeah, some are 18, but a lot are 21. There's been a lot of hotels that I've tried to book that I couldn't
Because you weren't 21. You can't rent cars. Can't rent cars till you're like 25.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
You know you can rent a U-Haul at 18 though.
Yeah, I would just rent a U-Haul truck or car.
I know,
Do
but
they
they have a pickup.
Yeah.
I rented it before.
Yeah.
But it's expensive. The mileage
Like more
fees.
expensive than like
way more
like rent a
expensive.
car.
Yeah.
But like Enterprise Rent a Car, for example, like if you were like 19, 20 and you're like, oh, I'm traveling for this, can I get a car? They're like, no.
Yeah, I wonder actually how old you actually. I always heard 25, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, it might be bullshit.
I feel like it should be 20. I feel like it's probably 20.
Depending on companies, yeah.
I feel like renting a car from that place isn't that expensive.
Yeah. But there's other ways to get around and shit.
You just drive
Like-
your own car.
Yeah, or like if you have to fly somewhere and you don't have a car, you can always like
Uber.
you could always Uber. Yeah, exactly. Uber, what a fucking invention.
No, I
Like-
wish I thought of it.
Also gets a lot of people killed and
Yeah, what are you
like
gonna do?
fucked up and shit. But what are you gonna do? That's just like it's just numbers. It's a numbers
Yeah.
game, you know. Like, but yeah, it's crazy. I've been in a lot of Ubers where like I've been in a lot of I've never been in I've been in Uber sober, but then like always gone back drunk, you know. Like there was one guy, me and my friend Mike. Shout out to Mike. We went to this party at Rowan and we took an Uber, and the guy that took us there was telling us stories about his college days. He's like, yeah, I had bitches snorting coke off my dick, and like fucking, he's like, you know, my friends would fuck with me like, oh, I got the Irish curse, right? I'd be like, you fucking guys, like, you don't even know, like, cause his basically the moral of his story, and it was funny is he's talking about he's got a whole ass daughter, like grown up, like teenage daughter, not grown up, but like teenage daughter, and like trying to help put her through whatever, and like I don't know why he was doing Uber now. I
How
don't
old
know.
was this dude?
He must have been. He was a white guy with glasses. Must have been like 50, maybe 40s, 50s, and he was like, please, I had bitches snorting coke off my dick. I had like basically his whole story revolved around like how like he used to do coke and like had coke, so like girls want coke, you know, like it's just a proven fact. White bitches want that coke, like, but yeah, he was telling us that story. But then I've also had Uber drivers where I was drunk and it was like some Indian guy and I was just bugging the shit out of him, like asking him questions like about. He said he had the one guy had like a aeronautical engineering or some shit like that from a college in India. And I was like,
it didn't transfer.
and
over
I was
here?
like, they won't hire you. He's like, no. I'm like, that's fucked up, man. Like I'm like all drunk, like you know,
That's
trying to
fine.
give him like life advice, like just giving out general life advice. But like he's probably like this fucking idiot
Yeah,
in my car. Like I've had other weird ones. I've had like cat lady Ubers
Really?
type, or like there were some Ubers where like we'd Uber and the guy would barely even talk to us. Some of them, all they want to do is fucking talk. You know, I like that better. I like when I get an Uber driver and he's like kind of like interesting. You know, I've been in a couple people's cars where like I forget if I Ubered out of Philly or into Philly.
Yeah.
Like it might have been with my friend Mike, like a different time going to a party and then getting driven back or something. I don't even remember. But like I've met some pretty cool Uber drivers over the days, you know. Lyft is kind of sketchy. I've used Lyft a few times. Dude, the one time I took an Uber, I went to this freshman year of college. I went to this party. It was a Halloween party, and it was at like the hockey team I played on, like the roller hockey team or whatever. It was at their house, and I was dressed up as a Jack Daniel's cowboy. I had a Jack Daniel's cowboy shirt, real cowboy hat, cowboy boots, jeans, the buckle, a whole nine, and fucking a bottle of Jack I brought with me. And I was trying to get people to take shots so I wouldn't drink the whole thing, but I basically drank the whole thing, got fucked up. I threw up like a few different times. At one point, I was throwing up like in oh cool. I fucking woke up, or no, I didn't wake up. I was sorry, I got a little distracted. I saw something on my phone, but fucking I was throwing up in the kitchen sink, like while the party's going on, and people that live there that are at the party are like, "What are you doing, bro?" I'm like, it's fine. Like I'm just like rinsing the throw up off the dishes and shit, and like the house was disgusting as it was,
Yeah.
but like that obviously didn't help. And then like I threw up on myself again the night, like, because I went up to the attic. They had like couches up in the attic. It's where everybody like smoke and shit. So I had a couple like rolled blunts with me. So like there were a bunch of people sitting around, and I was like, I'm not gonna smoke this by myself in front of these people. So I'm like, yeah, who wants to smoke a blunt? So I like lit it, passed it around, you know, like kind of just like talked to some people. Ended up passing out. Like everybody left, and I stayed there, and I was throwing up on myself as everybody left. There was one dude who was like, man, are you okay? Like, but like the way my dumbass took it, I'm thinking like he thinks like, am I okay in the sense that like I'm gonna fucking like I thought he was saying, am I okay to stay here? Or are people gonna get mad at me? That's the way I thought of it. And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'm on the hockey team. He's like, dude, what the fuck does that have to do with that? He's like, what does the fuck does that even mean? Like, are you good? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. I'm gonna sleep here. Like, I ended up waking up there at like 11 in the morning. Had throw up on my shirt and shit. Fucking had to like go downstairs, sit on the couch, like catch an Uber. Caught an Uber back to my buddies. It was couple buddies from my team. We hung out and pre-gamed and then took an Uber over there.
Yeah.
So like, my car was at his place, so I had to Uber back to like Deptford, and then drive home. And I'm like hungover as shit. Fucking had cowboy boots on, like which are so weird to drive in, and like just like drove home. But like that was a crazy party time. And after that, I really haven't gone to many parties. I've been to a couple, but didn't have that much fun.
Yeah.
You know, like I went to like
you don't know anybody.
Yeah, not even because I didn't know anybody, but like I went to like one party in fucking like Rowan is such a bullshit place for parties. Because if you're a guy and you're trying to go to a party, you're always gonna have to pay, or like not even I don't even think they do ratios anywhere anymore. Like you basically have to buy a ticket and like pay to get in. You know, and there was a time where I tried getting in somewhere without tickets, and people like frat dudes who like are the fucking like doorman at a party act like they think they're like the biggest shit because they're like blocking like a house, and I'm like, really, dude? Like, and then one time I tried getting into a place. I was like, I don't have a ticket, but like I can just Venmo the amount to whoever, to the frat's Venmo or whatever, or whoever's. And the kid was like trying to get me basically to Venmo him. He was like, one time only, like $25, and I was like, fuck you. Like I'm not spending that. Like no way. Like, and I ended up going into another place, which like I got in for free because one of the girl I was with at the time, her brother was in the frat.
Yeah.
So like I was like, all right, thank you, bro. Like, but we got in there. It was fucking disgusting. Literally, the walls were sweating, the ceiling was sweating. It was really nasty in there. Just nasty, disgusting house. Fucking disgusting people everywhere. Like, fucking we tried getting I'm like, all right, I'll try to get a beer. It's so crowded, you can't even get over there. And then they ran out of cups, apparently. So, like, nobody could fucking get beer. And we're dancing around. It's literally sweating our fucking asses off. Like, that whole month was just, like, a stupid fucking month. Like, that was craziness for me, you know? Like, that was just... yeah, like, I've been to a couple parties there. And, like, since then, like, I've kind of just been, like, fuck it, you know? Like, what's
the point?
What's the point? I just, like, spend more time just doing. I have fun having a few beers with friends, watching something, or like fucking like doing these shows. You know, I like to make productive use of my fun time. You know, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's just like the bullshit with people. I think it's important to just take the time to relax with people and stuff. But like, I feel like I tried to convince myself that I was a party person, but I always think I knew that I never really was.
I'm also
not
a party person.
Yeah, and like some people are, but like it's not really. Have you ever been to a party at Rowan? Like any of that shit?
I went to one.
You went to one?
It was stupid.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't like if I'd rather hang out with my friends, you know what I mean?
Than people you don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt about fucking what's it called? That's how I kind of felt about high school, because like none of our friends ever partied.
Yeah.
Like there was only one clique of kids that partied, and because they like just like the way these kids are anyway, like generally you'd be like, okay, this is the douchebag group, you know? Not all of them, but like they just give off that vibe. But like some like it wasn't even that. Like I feel like kids would be like, oh well, those kids are assholes. They just like hate on them because I'm like, but they're friends and they're doing what they want to do. Like they're just partying. Like our friends don't do that. Why don't we do that? A, because our parents actually give a shit if we would, you know?
Yeah.
But B, like, just like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, I went to a couple of those parties, but I didn't feel like I fit in. And I feel like people were, like, literally, like, like, why is he here? You know, like, it was so cliquey. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Like, you all can't just have a good time. And, like, some of those people that were in that scene I knew and was friends with and would, like, chill with a little bit. But, like, not really ever that tight. And, like, I feel like I got used a lot. Like, I was, like, susceptible, you know? I feel like there was a time that I went to a party at, I'm not going to say who, but, like, a buddy of mine. He's, like, you know, we're not, like, close buddies, but, like, he sells me, like, a little something here or there. Like, and, or just, like, you know, we'll just see each other, like, every once in a while. But, like, I went to a party he had, and I think he was in debt. So he's charging people at the door, and there's, like, kids that we know in high school, like, working the door. And, like, I went with a friend of mine who fucking, basically we showed up and was like, oh, I don't have any cash. So I felt bad. I'm like, all right, well, I'll pay for you. Like, I'm like, really, asshole? And then we get into the party, and we're like, all right, well, we just paid. There should be beer, right? Like a keg or something. We're like, where do we get beer? And, like, his sister's like, oh, you guys want beer? Like it was the craziest fucking most outrageous assertion ever. Like, it's BYOB. I'm like, then why is it $5 to get into your shitty backyard? Like, I don't give a shit about your backyard. Yeah. So basically all I did the whole night was walk around and just smoke weed with people, because I was like, I'm not really comfortable with all these people. And then at some point, some kid wanted to do, like, a rap show or whatever. So he's like, we're talking about music, and he's like, do any of y'all got an amp? And I'm not going to say shit, because I'm not going to, and this fucking kid I'm with goes, oh, John has one at his house. I'm like, really? And, like, I wasn't about to do this, but, like, I guess I was drinking, I was smoking, the mental state I was in, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I walk back into my house, my dad's home. I'm, like, fucked up. I'm like, I grab this amp, go back out, take it there. The kid's trying to do shit. It's making noises. It's fucking up. It's chalk. And then at some point, fucking, the whole party stops, and some bitch, the sister was like, who is John? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she's like, who? Like, apparently John's uncle is here, like, whatever. And I'm like, what? Like, people are starting to, like, look at me, and I'm like, no, it's not, definitely not me. I don't have an uncle that's here. Like, trust me, nobody's here. And she's like, we know John is white. And now it's, like, even more narrowed down. And, like, at this point, I have people telling me, well, why don't you just go outside and look? And then this is causing people to, like, fucking, like, rip on me and, like, you know, shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And, like, I go outside, there's nobody there. I'm like, why did I just walk out here? And then later I come to find out it was this kid, you know, Biagio?
Yes.
Shout out to Biagio. Fucking, it's not his fault. He's a good kid. But, like, somebody told me, they're like, oh, it was Biagio's uncle. I'm like, how do you get John from that, you stupid motherfuckers? Like, the dumbest motherfucker. We ended up just, like, leaving at some point, and when we left, there were, like, 5 cop cars outside of the thing, and they shined their flashlight on us as we were leaving. So, like, the kid I was with had this big fucking, like drink with him, and he dropped it in the grass, and then we just ran. Like, we just ran. I think we ended up walking back to my house, because it's not that far away.
Yeah.
Like, it's in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
But happened in your neighborhood. But so I think, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a crazy experience, and, like, that was really the only high school party I ever went to.
You went while you were in high school?
I forget. It was either while we were in high school or right that summer after we got out. I can't remember. It was, like, sometime around there. But, like, it was stupid. Like, I did not have fun. There were, like, some fun times, but, like, it was just, like...
But altogether, it was not a good night.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not a great night. I paid money. I felt used. Like, I felt just really embarrassed, because that's not the type of person I've always been. I feel like I've always tried to stick up for myself. And I was really upset that I gave in to thinking, like, oh, maybe, you know, if I do these things for these people, they'll like me. Which I'm like, why do I even care if they like me or not, you know? And some of the people there I was cool with, but, like, not, like, cool with to the point where, like, they'll act cool around other people, you know? Because, like, especially, like, when kids are younger, everybody's so impressionable, where it's, like, you want to act cool for other people. Like, it was just fucking stupid, you know? Like, and shout out to the fucking, I'm not even gonna say his name, fucking, but shout out to the kid I went to that party with that night who didn't fucking pay to get in, you know? Just, like, just bullshit, man. Like, but I don't know. Just some craziness. But yeah, that was the only high school party I went to. I'm trying to think if I went to anything else, because I feel like I got invited to a couple things, like,
I know which one. You went to Mike Kelly's party.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. That wasn't even like a party. That wasn't even like a high
Yeah.
school party though. That was like all those fucking retards from Haddonfield, and like not to joke on you on not to insult retards out there, but but you know, like those kids, and then like obviously like Kevin, Nick, all the people that are like friends with those. I don't know how much of them fuck around with the rest of them, but then like Mike Kelly and I got really drunk at that party and started doing like stupid shit like there was I'm just gonna tell the story. So like that night I go there, I start having a couple beers. I have like a lot really fast because like I didn't really know my limit, and I'm like, oh, I'm all right, I'm all right. Keep drinking beers. I'm like on like my like I remember Freddie was like, oh John, I heard you're like a 2 beer queer. For me, while Freddie's drinking like a Diet Coke or some shit like like fucking. But I was like, by the time I started doing really bad shit, I was like 6, 7, 8 beers in like a quick time, and like fucking earlier that night when I was sober, a girl said to me from another girl, like, do you want to hook up with this girl? And like she was like a cute girl, so I'm like she wasn't like my favorite. None of them were like all that like, oh my god, but like she was cute, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, like sure, like because I'm not getting any action at the time,
Yeah.
like, and I get so fucked up to the point where I'm saying to this girl, like I'm like I don't even realize, like I blacked out, but I'm saying to this girl like in her like I'm really fucked up, and I'm just like saying to her like I just remember saying to her like one kiss, whatever, and I just literally just like didn't throw up, but I was just like ran at her, like it was like it was bad, like
Oh
it was so fucking bad, and like then I called Dante something that like
Yeah.
was not like it was supposed to be in good fun, but they were like the girls were literally like appalled. Like they ended up all leaving.
That's crazy.
They're like, what the fuck? Like because if you don't know
Yeah,
like
if you don't
it's
know.
fucked up either way. But if you don't know us, you're like, what the fuck? Like is this? And the next morning, I'm like texting and like apologizing to people and like just saying I'm sorry. Like it was a really bad night, whatever. But then that night, that's the night I really got back into smoking weed, because like I had smoked a couple times like my freshman year of high school, but then didn't do it again. But then that night Jeff was there, Matt Tenuto was there, I remember, and they were just saying like, can we smoke, and Mike was just being like bitchy about it. But eventually I was fucked up, Jeff, I'm like really drunk at this time, Jeff, and this other guy that we're with all walked down the street to smoke. We smoked like 2 blunts, and I was really drunk just like smoking with them. And I get back and I'm so just like dizzy, head spinning. I projectile vomit for like a minute straight, fall asleep on the couch, wake back up, feel sick, go upstairs, try to like put myself together, like vomit like through my hand, like and then vomit all in his dishes and shit.
Oh.
Like, and like I was just like that night I gave Mike Kelly, and shout out to him. He's actually the one who just messaged me on my phone, but I gave him $20 because everybody pitched in like 5 for beer. I was like, just take this, because I know I'm gonna fuck up this house.
Yeah.
Like I was like, just take this, like, and I gave it to him, like, and like it was really just a crazy night. Like I had when that shit happened, I like when that shit happened with that girl, I had friends who were just like that, because like Freddie, who's like sober, was saying to me like, come on John, that girl's in you, like she want, like, I'm like, nah man, you're fucking with me. But he's
Oh
like,
my
nah,
God.
come on. And I'm like, wait, like, I was just so messed up. Like, but that was, I was 16 years old. It was the first time I was really, like, drunk,
Yeah.
And that was a crazy experience. And, I mean, I guess, like, I'm glad for it. At the end, it all worked out, because Jeff slept over. Jeff drove me home, and he drove me to McDonald's, he bought me a hash brown, just out of the kindness of his heart.
I feel like we hung out the day after that party. So I remember coming over here with you and Jeff being over here. And Jeff was like talking about the party, and you were like, "No, I'm tired. I just want to lay down." And Jeff's like, "Nah, let's go fishing.
Yeah, no, I was so hungover, I had to lay down, and I kept a little bowl of Cheerios near the bed and just kept eating. And
Yeah.
that night, that afternoon, I had a fucking summer street hockey game,
Oh.
and I went and played. But I felt fine. By the time I just like rested all day, and by the time I went to go, I felt good. I was fine. Like, it was fun. But yeah, like after that, I definitely knew, like, didn't feel like getting fucked up like that again. And I got fucked up a few times where I threw up, You know, there was a time where I wasn't even fucked up, like mentally drunk, but I had 3 quick beers and I could tell something was coming on because I had pizza before, and I went and threw up. But I was in somebody's house that I didn't know well enough to just like throw up, and it was like the beginning of the party. I'm not about to just like, nobody's even really there yet. I'm not about to just like throw up everywhere. So I held it in my mouth, went upstairs to the bathroom, shut the door, just like let it spit it out in the toilet, flushed it, washed my hands, like rinse my mouth out, call it a night. It was fine, you know, like, damn. But that was crazy because the first time I went to a party at that place was the time that I ended up seeing this girl that I was talking to, that like things weren't going well. And don't get me wrong, like I didn't handle the situation well at all. Like I was just in another fucking mental state at the time. I was not in a good state of mind. But like, neither did she, because I feel like the way she kind of handled it was a little childish. Like, I feel like she really could have just told me rather than like lying to me and shit. Like, really could have just told me, hey, like I'm not interested, you know. And I feel like it would have bothered me a little bit, like for a day. But then I feel like I would have gotten over it.
Yeah.
Like, but I saw her there with some dude who I don't even think she was there like romantically involved with, but just some dude, and I like channeled all my anger towards this guy, and like. But it was annoying because I was literally just standing there trying to mind my own, and all of a sudden she was randomly at this party, like right there, like right next to me. I'm not even fucking with you. It was a weird, like, it was definitely like one of those things that was like supposed to happen almost. It was fucking really like creepy almost, and I just got like really mad, and like the kid wouldn't even look in my direction. And I was a jerk to him. Like I felt bad, and later I shouldn't have even done this, but later I apologized to him, like over like social media. I like messaged him and was like, hey, I'm sorry about the way I handled that, whatever. And he like wrote me this whole long thing about how just basically because he was mad because I bitched him in person in front of a bunch of people, you know.
What did you do to him?
I didn't fuck him up or anything, but I just said to him, like, I was just being intimidating towards him, and like he was like a smaller guy, you know, like it wasn't like it was, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like it was easy pickings, you know, but I was mad at this girl, and I'm like, this fucking guy, like in my head at the time, like, and I know I didn't handle it well, and I apologized, but then like he was like he wrote me back this whole long thing, and I'm like, rather than get into an argument about it, I was just like, okay, like whatever, you know, like I didn't want to like.
It's not worth it.
It wasn't worth like elongating the argument, but that all happened, and she ended up leaving, and like she ended up leaving like 5 minutes after that happened, I think, like from what I heard. And then later that night, I'm there with my friend Mike, like we're about to leave the party, waiting for an Uber, and I'm talking to him about it, and some girl who was like her friend, like started arguing with me, like about it, like because she was mad because she left.
Yeah.
And like obviously it's her friend. I'm sure she's gonna pick up for her, but like she's like saying all this shit and we're like arguing. So she leaves, brings her boyfriend back up, but this guy's like kind of like a bitch, and like I'm like livid, like I'm very mad. Where like you could just look at me and tell, you know. So like I'm staring at the both of them, and neither of them would look me in the eye. Because I was like, don't even, in that point, I was like, don't even fucking start with me because I'm not in the mood. And then eventually the Uber came and we just left. 3 months later, I went back to the party and I was fine. You know, I was in a whole new state of mind, kind of went through a breakthrough, whatever. Like, didn't see her there, but I saw her friend there that I argued with. And like, I remembered it, but wasn't really going to act like, oh, that, you know, like I was just being chill and like having a good time with like, and I don't even know all the people that well, but like, because they're more like my friends' friends, because he went to high school with them and shit. But like they're cool people, you know. And like it's like as I got to know them more, like they were like cooler, like because I remember going to a party before where I saw a lot of those same people, like a party in like the area where we used to live, like a high school party, and I did not fit in at all. Like I was so just out of the loop, you know. Like not even like dressed well, like for a party. Like it was just weird. Like it was very odd, and like I knew a couple people there, so I literally just like tailed them the whole night because I'm like, what do I do? Yeah. You know, it was just like it didn't know anybody, exactly like kind of how you said, and I felt like even though my friend is a good friend, like at the time he's the type, he'll walk around and say hello to like literally everybody in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he'll make it a thing where he kind of like feels the need to do. That's just his personality. There's nothing bad about that, but like it's just how it is. So like I'm just kind of stuck doing whatever. And obviously, like, I'm like, all right, I'll gravitate to the weed people. And even the weed people are like giving me shit. And I'm like, bitch, like what? Like some girl was like looking at my weed and like saying it was like basically like shitty weed. I'm like, bitch, like it's weed. Like relax. Like I'm literally putting up weed. Are you really gonna be this much of a connoisseur right now, you stupid bitch? Like, what are you, like 16? Retard? Like, I don't know. I gotta stop using the R word. I use retard way too much, and now it's like not like politically correct. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, retarded people don't know what I'm talking about. So, you know, as long as they don't know, it's like that's such a selfish thing. Like people who get mad about the word retard that are not retarded. I don't care if you have a fucking son or whatever, like, you're selfish because they don't know what's going on. So, like, how are you going to act like, oh, that bothers me? Like, it doesn't bother them. They don't give, I'm sure they don't care. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to make you speak on the subject and decide, but.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Damn.
People always speaking for other people.
What's that?
People always speak for other people.
Yeah. Like fucking Sirkan.
Yes.
That asshole. Sirkan, I'm calling you out, motherfucker. Get on this show. We're going to battle it out right here. Mano y mano. Nah, but Jack will be here too. And maybe, would it be funny to bring Sirkan and Sean on? Do you think like seeing those worlds collide?
That'd be weird.
How do you think they would get along?
I don't know. Sirkan's weird with random
with other people.
Sometimes it's funny though, because sometimes he does things like.
Yeah, I would have to see because it would be such a miss if we brought him on with a random person and he like didn't
shut down and didn't.
Yeah, and he shut down.
I don't think he will. He normally says like really weird things.
Yeah, you know who would be fun to bring him on with actually? Nick Martin.
He's never met Nick Martin.
He doesn't know him?
He's never met him. He knows him, but he doesn't.
That would be interesting because we would all be able to talk about. Everybody goes fishing. Yeah. That's all fucking Sirkan talks about and lives for. So we could all talk about that. You know, like I don't know. I mean, we could really have him on with anybody, but. That'd be interesting. We'll have to get him in the works for this show.
Yeah, I think Sirkan would be a good addition to the show.
Yeah. I think it might be a good time to wrap. A little bit of shorter episode, but short and sweet, you know. Yeah. Keep it together. You have anything, else you really want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I don't know. No, I don't like it. Not really.
I guess not. All right, man. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you're still here. This has been episode 35 of Eggcast with John Egger. If you could look down below, if you're watching on YouTube, if you look in the description, you'll find the iTunes, the Stitcher, the SoundCloud. If you could want to follow all those, that'd be awesome. If you have those platforms, Stitcher's a little more like, not as many people know about it, but like Apple Podcasts, like iTunes, definitely check that out. Check out. The Facebook and Twitter are basically not even active, so you don't even really need to check those out. If you want to follow them, that'd be cool, because I'm thinking about making them active again. But yeah, like and subscribe on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button right here, I think. And it's like somewhere around there. And if you're listening to this on anything else, you can check it out on YouTube. If you just search up John Egger, you'll find my channel. If you look up Eggcast with John Egger, you'll find the videos, which will lead you to the channel. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for listening. This has been a really fun endeavor. I'm really enjoying doing these podcasts. And, pretty soon, around March, like the third week of March will be 1 year I've been doing this. So, like, if I could hit 52 episodes by that time, I'll be happy. Because I probably won't be doing as many once we go back to school. I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing as many. But, it would be nice to hit that one a week. I think it's possible. I'm at 35, so I only have 17 more to go. I could do that. I could do that by March, I think. Like if I don't hit it, whatever. But it'll just 1 year will be a great milestone, and the next milestone will be episode 100, which we're slowly working our way towards. 50 will be cool. 50 will be cool, but 100, that'll be fucking sick. That's gonna be a party of a fucking episode. That's gonna be a great episode. But yeah, thank you guys for listening so much. I really hope this ends up taking off the ground. Maybe in 10 years, I'll be the next fucking Joe Rogan. Maybe not. I'm gonna be the first John Egger. But yeah, I'm just really happy that I get to do this. And I don't know, I'm just rambling about it now, but like, I am really happy. And for the few people who really do take the time to listen through and enjoy these podcasts, I really appreciate y'all. And like, you guys are the day ones. You guys are the real MVPs. So thank you very much. And yeah, Jack, thank you again for coming on. Really appreciate it. And, have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, whatever it is. And yeah, stay safe and peace and love. Peace, guys.